Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm here with Sheamus Jack today, and he's the Levi kit by Bonnie Brown. He popped into my head earlier on today, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna find him. I'm gonna spruce him up because I really fancy giving my Levi kit some love. My Sheamus. Now, first of all, the details. I've had him 10 years. Maybe, because I'm not sure whether I bought him in 2015 or 2016. Either way, he's been with me nearly all 10 years, you know, so not far off 10 years anyway, because I got him in April. His birth date is actually April the 22nd. I can remember that from his certification, which oddly enough is the same date as my granddad, which is why he's called Sheamus Jack, Jack being my granddad. And he has always, in my mind, been a forever baby. But he has of late, the past 3 or 4 years actually, not been bothered with, you know. I've not touched him much. I haven't focused on him. I haven't done videos with him. Apart from, you know, once a flood maybe. So I get to thinking, which is what today's video is about, when is the right time to move these things on? You know, when is the right time to get them out there on the market and move them on, because you're not doing anything with them. So maybe somebody else would, you know, enjoy them more than you are. You know, you've had the kit, you've had the baby for a while. And he's or she's served a use, and it's time to let another collector enjoy that kit. With the best will in the world, that is perfect universe, isn't it? Sort of stuff that I'm talking about. So you've got to look at the ins and outs of that then, which then actually becomes a giant problem for selling. I mean, I know there's an awful lot of people, buyers obviously, moaning and waxing and waning because it's so hard to buy and this, that and the other. No, it's equally, if not worse, to sell. Trust me, because all these agencies that you buy from, you know, eBay, wherever, you know, eBay, Reborns.com, although I'm not familiar with Reborns.com, so forget I said that. You know, eBay, Etsy, blah, blah, blah. They're all heavily weighted in on the side of the buyer, heavily weighted. You've basically got no chance of an argument if, as a seller, the buyer starts kicking off about something. You basically got no chance, absolutely no chance against it. And all you can do is refund and hope they send the damn thing back, you know. And it really is a bloody nightmare. It's horrific, the thought of selling. And a lot of us need to sell to buy another one, you know. To sometimes you need a massive clear out so that you can get something really special, really high end. And that's what a lot of us do. One has to go out for one to come in. I stopped doing that many years ago. It's a case of, if I hadn't got the money right there and then I can't have it. You know, it's as simple as that. And as soon as you get your brain tuned to that, the better the hobby becomes. I mean, you can squirrel money away and wait for a new one to come along, or wait for money to fall from the sky and all that sort of thing. That can be done, so that you're ready at the time that you see somewhat a new one. And if your dolls are backing up, you know, and you've got no more space, first of all, question why you're buying yet another one if you've got them many in the background. And so, I mean, and the answer to that could be, I just want to collect babies, you know, which is fine. That doesn't work for me. I'd say I'd got something mentally wrong with me if I kept on buying them, just kept on buying dolls. You'll never see that from me. I mean, I might have a flurry of activity where a couple will come in over, you know, 6 or 7 months, but then it all goes quiet for ages, you know. And mine don't tend to fall off the other end, you know. I tend to keep what I have now. So I do choose very, very wisely if I have something new in or something's gifted to me, you know, because recently I've had two amazing babies gifted to me, which I am so grateful for. So if one is gifted, nothing has to fall off the other end, you know what I mean? But I don't have them stashed, you know? I don't have loads stashed. I do have some in another room in the ottoman, but they're in bits. They're not full. And should, you know, I decide to move them on, I would think long and hard before doing so, you know, because honestly, how can I say, and it's going to sound brutal, but rather than selling them, I'd sooner send them to landfill or give them away, you know, one or the other. But yes. So would I be selling him? Because the thought was crossing my mind. And before I continue to ramble on, what I've done is I've given him a good old wash this morning, a proper wash, you know, head over the sink, you know, like a real newborn. Actually, I held him like a real newborn, which I thought I was being cute. I thought, oh no, that's cute, Michelle, that is, because you know me, I don't have a heart, it's actually pure stone. But I was holding him like a real newborn, and I thought, oh, that's cute, Michelle, that's so cute. And I've washed his hair in tepid to warm water and lovely lavender soap. So there's nothing awful gone in there. There's no T-pol in the soap, you know, there's no chemical in the soap. But he just smell beautifully of lavender. And so do his limbs and his little face and his little leggies. And honestly, for, I'm going to say a 10-year-old baby, 10-year-old baby in my possession, he's pretty damn fine. His artwork has just plain and simply held up. So what I want to do is dress him. I want to give his hair a brush and, you know, get it all nice and pop him in a little outfit. As we get on with that, I'll continue rambling on about selling because it's a bloody nightmare. Absolute nightmare as a seller. You get so many difficult people that want something for nothing, people that change their minds, you know, some people that, you know, proper, oh, I don't know, take the piss is what I want to say, take the piss. You know, babies turn up not quite how they expected, because what they're expecting is perfection, and perfection just does not bleeding exist. Oh, you know, and a baby turns up, perhaps the magnet's moved in the mouth, or, you know, perhaps, oh, I don't know. They're not quite as heavy as they were expecting, or the baby's too heavy, or, you know, all sorts, manner of things that they should know better than to complain about, you know, but they don't, because perhaps they're new and all that, and they don't do the homework. I mean, as we all know, I mean, a lot of you will know, but my new subscribers won't. I indeed had that situation where a baby didn't turn up as I would have expected. However, being a logical human being, I did actually just think, is this baby worth this money to me? The answer was yes. Can I fix it? The answer was yes. Did I make a fuss about it? The answer is no, because I was thoroughly happy with that baby, and I've still got that baby, and I'm still thoroughly happy with it. Buyers don't tend to think logically, I'm afraid. They don't. They just don't think logically. So I've done my brushing. I'm just going to pop him the socks on next, because I want to know if they fit. Yes, they do. Oh, this boy, he's really special. So yeah, buyers are expecting a lot of the time something for fucking nothing, and it's just terrifying. Unless you are selling, not even friends and family on what's it called, PayPal. Not even that can save you, because you've always got chargeback. You can always be charged back in a 6-month period. So friends and family, although people say don't do friends and family, no, you're still protected. You can still do a chargeback. You seriously can. And if PayPal don't help you, then your bank will very often. So don't think you're free and high and dry, as it were, free and clear, if you use the friends and family method. You're not. You absolutely are not. So selling becomes an absolute pain in the backside, mainly because people, your buyers, if they're out in the Ulu, the general buyers, they're not buyers that are experienced reborn owners. You have to have a perfect sale, you have to have somebody that has longevity in the reborn hobby, that knows what they're doing. And unless you can come up with that person as a buyer, you're basically screwed, you know. But you're taking your chance on them, well, basically just being arseholes, you know. So, am I selling him? No, I'm not. It did cross my mind. I have no idea why, because he's not doing any harm. And in fact, getting him out makes me realise why I haven't sold him. You know what I mean? Because he's bloody lovely. He's absolutely perfect. And I've changed my mind mid-sentence with what I am putting him on, because I like the look of the nappy far too much. You know what I'm like. So, I'm back. And yes, I have got like faux Edwardian lace. Like a duster on over the top of my clothes, because I like swanning around my house. Feeling like a Victorian or Edwardian lady. Yeah, oh yeah, that's me. So, I've changed my mind and I'm putting him this on. And this is just a little loose knit, one of those organic cream jumpers, which I think is absolutely lovely on a newborn. And what I'll do, because I'm going to take pictures of him, I'll pop it on like this just to show everyone today. I hope you're seeing him. I think you will be. But what I intend to... actually, I don't know. I might actually just leave him like that. Gosh, he looks so realistic. He's really held up. But what I was thinking of doing is taking a few belly plate shots, because you know that belly plate I have that I use often? It's actually his. It came with him. It came with Sheamus. So, yeah, I'm actually celebrating Sheamus today and reassuring everybody, like you needed reassurance, that I will never be selling him. In fact, I'll never be selling any of my babies because it's just too fucking traumatic. And people that have been in the hobby a long time will probably agree with me and then say, but sometimes you really need to sell, and I totally accept that. But isn't that time waiting for them to say, yeah, I really like it, thank you very much? Isn't that time waiting hell? And you just feel like, no, you know, I'm going to leave the hobby before I do this again. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just awful. It's just truly, truly awful. It really is. God, I sounded like I was crying. I'm not. I'm just giving his hair another brush. His hair is super thick. He's beautifully rooted, this boy. And it just needs, I don't know, doing something with, you know, because I want to cock him up and all that. He's just a newborn that was newborn with loads and loads of hair. And I really don't mean to offend anybody here that has Levi as a little girl, but you're wrong. There is no way in hell this baby is a girl. There just isn't. Levi Kit is a boy. The end. There we go. I've just offended just about everybody that has a little girl. Levi, sorry, try it as a boy. You'll be a lot happier. Trust me. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. He's all nice and clean and fresh. He's not actually going to leave because it's just too scary out there to do any sort of selling nonsense. So, yeah, failing gifts, coming in. I just won't buy any more, you know, because I can't move them. I can't move the others on. I can't sell them. I can't sell them, regardless of whether I like them or not. I can't sell them. Alternatively, I could give them away, but honestly, I'm not that benevolent. Who is? Who is? Who is that benevolent? I'm not. It's not out of the realms of possibility. Anyway, I'll catch you in another video very soon, guys. Happy Monday. Have a brilliant rest of your week. Bye.